Welcome to another episode of Galactic Ambassadors podcast. My name is Julia Balaz, and today I'm joined by Roos, who have been certified as Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner back in May, 27th of May, 2024. And today we are recording this on Virgo New Moon, 2nd of September, 2024. The energies feel wonderful and clear and focused and joyful. So it's such a pleasure to be here with you, Osa. I really look forward to learning about your journey. Just before I give you a space to speak, I would like to just highlight the information that you share beautifully on your website and on our Galactic Astrology Practitioners listing page, talking about your journey first as a psychiatric nurse, experiencing all kinds of experiences, and being in that position as a conscious psychic. You've been really connected to your intuition and to the insights from the other realms from very early on. So I'm just so fascinated by the idea of such experience and can't wait to hear more about you. So welcome. How are you today? Where would you like to start with your journey?
As you say, it started from early age. I'm from a family with a connection to the nature and nature spirits. So when we were gathering in certain occasions when I was little, it was talks about the elderly people in the woods that have spiritual connections and a knowing that was beyond what we could about healing and to talk to these spirits. I have carried with me for all my life. I found astrology when I was 17. In a library, I found two books that, they talked about the sun signs, and I'm a Sagittarius, and I couldn't believe how much they could know about me just by my sun sign, and I was hooked. I continued with the tarot card and karmic astrology. What's that? Oh, read. So I have been very curious about astrology for a long time. And I think that is parallel to my spiritual evolution as well. But I had a severe breakdown when I turned 40, actually almost to the day. I have my second birth by that. I lost everything that was me as I thought of it. So I have been started from the beginning, and before that, I became a nurse in psychiatry, and sometimes I think I shouldn't have, but of course I should. I mean, we do what we need to do, and that is right at the time, at least. Well, from this burnout, I wasn't able to read for many years, so I started to, my curiosity was there, but I started to take in information with my body to processing or whatever I did. And at the Venus return and solar eclipse on my ascendant, I had another step up, and that was in astrology. I found traditional astrology and just fell in love again and started to relearn and remember what I've known from before. But even before that, I had done astrology meditations, in that meaning that, for example, when Saturn ingressed to my sign, Sagittarius, I did a meditation to see or feel what Saturn will teach me during this transit. And Lilith, I was working with her very much in meditations to understand that energy. So my crisis has been my university in a sense. When I found you, I have just been to Egypt. And I went to Egypt after a vision that I was amongst the three wise men, doing the caravan with the camels and such. Very nice journey. But in reality, oh no, it was not so nice. But the visit to Egypt was phenomenal. We had 2 hours in the Great Pyramid inside the King's Chamber, and that opened up. And that very day, Mars conjunct Orion Nebula. I had no clue. I know where Mars was, but I didn't know about the nebula. So that started up, I think. And then I saw you, of course, with Pam Gregory, the interview there. And oh no, or should I? Yeah, I couldn't resist. So, and the more I learn, the more excited I become, because this is a wonderful tool to use to find good qualities, power, wisdom, whatnot.
Thank you for sharing the journey. I'm curious about the kind of breakdown of what was known and rebirth into new around the age of 40. Have you looked back at the transits of that time? Was it the Neptune square Neptune that was the most significant there, or was there any other placements that you know?
I haven't considered a Neptune as much as Pluto. Because Pluto was in Sagittarius, but it was on 9 degrees, and 9 degrees is between Mars and my Sun, Antares.
Transformational Pluto, yeah.
And I think that was tip over the edge. And that very day, 1st of December, the moon conjunct my natal Pluto. To me, it was Pluto. I have much respect for Pluto.
So yours is in Virgo, and you feel really good. And look, here we are with the opening, bringing your story to the world. I omitted to mention, I apologize at the beginning, that you are based in Sweden, right? So as you talked about the stories of your people, about the odd ones out who live in nature, in woods, and who have the connection to the spirit and to the other side. So we were talking about Sweden and Swedish. Kind of folk. Regards to galactic astrology, when you connected with it after an amazing activation in the Great Pyramid, I remember from your certification document submission that you've mentioned your struggle at the beginning as you were going through the course, and a lot of doubt and not sure if this is for you or isn't for you. Can you elaborate a little bit on that, and what caused you to then break through that obstacle in a challenge, and tell us a little bit about that journey?
Yeah, absolutely. I have been channeling star beings, or as I call them, the avatars of my soul. I have oracle card deck of 44 pictures. So in my mind, I am a sky, I am a star being, a star seed. But when I started to read the books that you suggest, I couldn't read. I fell asleep. I needed a nap. It was impossible to go through with it. And strange. But I needed to start to think, what did I expect, and what do I want with doing this service? What is my mission in doing astrology? Well, I couldn't find an answer. But suddenly I just thought, no, I have to do it. I need to take in clients and see what happens. And when I did what I needed to do.
I'm so happy that bringing this story to the awareness of hopefully those that need to hear it. First of all, I want to highlight, I believe when we experience what you're talking about, when we are exposed to somebody's writing or somebody's information and our body is just going to sleep, I believe that information is not for us. I believe that person's world, and if we were to consciously absorb it, somehow it would unnecessarily pollute the journey that we are to embark on, and our channeling of worlds and realities through the expression of our own soul. So even though I may recommend certain books or texts in the course, and even my own text, I'm curious, were you falling asleep with my own writings as well?
No, I don't think so.
Good, I'm glad. But just for any recommended material, it's just recommended. It's not a must. So I want to highlight to anyone, if you ever experience that, just listen to your wise body and soul guiding you, and just let go and allow the information to come through you. And another special thing with you, you already years before had the experience where your body just made you shut off the external learning, and instead for you to develop the learning through your own being. The universe speaks to you from very young age, so it was important for you to not be distracted by other versions of stories, but allow the purity of your soul show you the way for you and those that are guided to you. So I'm so glad that you persevered and that you were so clearly and strongly guided to just start doing the work and surprise yourself with every reading as information beautifully came true, right? You've mentioned it with your certification document. You showed me reports early on as you started, and then kind of middle journey, and then the latest clients, and it was beautiful to see the evolution of your consciousness and your style of delivering the readings, which is very beautiful. I wondered if you have academic background, because the layout of the information that you submitted to me felt very well presented and highly intelligent, and just I was impressed. So what did you study before?
Well, I am a nurse. That's my background from academic. But I like structure.
Yeah.
I want to read from A to B to C to D. So that is my style of presenting my material to the client as well. I am as much a teacher as a healer and an astrologer, I believe.
Perhaps the Pluto in Virgo and your Sun, Jupiter, and Mars in Sagittarius, all on the great attractor. So yeah, I can feel it. It feels like an echo of previous incarnations, where it's just naturally there with you.
Yeah, and Saturn and Capricorn as well. I think this first crisis was very important because, as you said, I had to shut the outer world off to find my own voice. And that was what I was doing as well during this crisis. No, I can't do that. Oh, this one. Yes, yes, yes. So, I mean, it was a little bit of finding my way into galactic astrology.
Really good. And I will say that you also did not learn through the style of delivery that I did early on, some of the sessions that are no longer publicly available just for the students of the course. Even that you are guided to just find your own style, and your style is amazing. Like even the feedback from your clients, how deeply the information touched them and resonated with them. I'm just so glad that you allowed for the purity of your own unique style of delivery. How do you feel now? You've been certified in May, you had a whole summer, and people are beautifully guided to you for session. What excites you most, or can you tell us a little bit about the experience that your clients may have when they ask for galactic astrology soul reading?
Well, I started in my own network, and my own network is the spiritual one. So they had offered me a series of wonderful charts to read. My spiritual teacher, I actually could do hers, and she said, but if you had done my garage guys chart, do you think you have find this material as well? Well, I don't know, because I haven't reached that people yet. Many people are aware, but they don't have the words of their own power. So when I talk about the big things, that they are very touched, happy, proud, and I hope filled with new power and keen to get on with whatever they are doing. And that was actually what I found out when I asked myself, what do I want? I want to inspire, help people to find their own power. Not necessarily, oh, I'm from Andromeda, I live there. But what do the connection do to you? How can you use it in your work or in your daily life? That is more my way to go.
I love that. And you offer like a follow-up session where you can invite your clients to connect with a star system or their star soul family through meditation, right? That's uniquely guided for them in that moment with whatever specific intention. Can you share a little bit about those experiences, how that has been?
There has been tears, in joy, in surprise, in awe. And I'm having chills when I tell this, and I've become very touched also. But also, I knew, but I haven't had the words before. And so it has been about boosting the leadership. It has been find angelic contacts. It has been, so many wonderful openings. Even though that it has been conscious people.
What do you mean by that?
Maybe they have had angelic contact for years and years, but seeing them around and perhaps just like them as figures and such. And then suddenly they have 3 or 4 of them, the big ones, the royal stars, and that makes something else with the people.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that even people who are kind of used to feeling their connection to either angelics or star beings, but then when they are taken deeper through meditation, through intentional and sacred space, it experience on so many levels as it happens when we go into altered states of consciousness in deep meditation or regression hypnosis. You feel it on so many levels, the love and deep connection that you have like physical body reactions. And that's always amazing to witness and amazing to experience. Such a gift, such a blessing. It can really change our life. There's just greater certainty of realness of the other side, and of the connection. Beautiful.
The knowing is deeper.
Yeah, I'm so glad you offered this, and I'm happy to see more and more of our quantum soul guidance practitioners focusing or being guided towards the importance of allowing their clients to experientially themselves connect with their star connections. It's beautiful to see, and it's something just kind of naturally evolved, I believe, from our collective desire to have our own experiences rather than being reliant on psychics or priests or whatnot.
Yes.
Excellent. I'm curious about your natal chart and any of the stars that you've seen it. When you first time laid your eyes upon your galactic connections, was there anything that stood out for you, or are there any particular star systems that you feel you are more impacted by, or is it really hard to pick one that stands out? It's like a mother that has many children and it's, she loves them all. And especially with the paintings, as you've said, you've channeled so many different types of beings. Tell us a little bit about your own connections.
Well, the big reason why I chose to go this course was Great Attraction. And I read this Philip Sedgwick site, and I read and I couldn't understand it. I mean, I have no problem with the English, but no, I didn't get it.
I have to say, if I may just chip in, Philip has a very unique style of delivery and of translating what he feels. He has a very unique sense of humor and a very unique delivery, and it can be challenging for some, but it's like a genius mind. So
I've seen the interview with him as well, and I liked him, but I didn't understand still. So yeah, the Great Attractor is my main thing. And as I do, I have been meditating on this point for quite some time now. And from the beginning, it was just black. I didn't see anything. I didn't feel that much. But all of a sudden, I could feel and see a movement, like sitting in a tube torus. And information and energy coming in, and there was some kind of working with energies and then give them out. So this became clearer and clearer inside of me. And now I can feel when I'm out in nature that I am the great attractor in the woods. So I'm taken in, not necessarily to a tree or a rock, but everything, and have this integration. What's the word I'm searching? Processing. And then I have perhaps visions, but insights coming. And that's who I am. Yeah, finally.
I love that, and how fascinating that you were born at during Jupiter's Sun conjunction on the Great Attractor.
Yeah.
What an amazing manifestation of that frequency through your conscious expression and calling it in.
It's nice, but it took some time. So Super Galactic Center, I'm also familiar with, and I love it. There was the first experience with energy. First, I just felt a welcoming sense, and it was very nice to be there. And all of a sudden I looked up and was hit by what I called God's force. And I'm not into God, but I couldn't say anything else. It was just a beam of light that came into me and through me.
And in terms of the physical body processing it, would you say, did it take several minutes to get through it? Like, was there, deeper breathing and just kind of being? I just recall my own experience, and the bodies really struggle with such high frequency coming in. It takes a while to process it.
No, I can't remember any problem with that. It was just bright light and couldn't move. But it was friendly. It was all right.
So that's a super galactic center is conjunct your lunar nodes and your part of fortune. So indeed, such a blessing, and your moon. So it's very, very important connection. And I'm so happy that you have the awareness of these great cosmic forces, how powerfully they act through you. And seeing this now, I am not surprised at all, and I'm quite relieved that you were guided not to engage with other people's content, but allow whatever wants to come through you, because it's so powerful and so pure and so mighty, Excellent. And here we have also Shapley attractor on your Venus.
Same there. It's just a black hole to me. I can't experience anything. When I work with other people, I can feel the energy, but I can't. It is just a kind of energy. Yeah, it doesn't
put a finger on it. Yeah.
No.
I'm curious, the fact that it is in your 6th house of daily service to others, kind of daily interactions. Do you feel quite drawn to like being in service?
I have, yeah. One of the reasons why I burned myself out was codependency and working too hard and have no limits at all.
I think that may be the reason, because there is so much that can come through you, even unconsciously, especially. I feel Shapley often works on an unconscious level through people, energetically, what is happening. So you being guided to psychiatric care, being a nurse there in places where people's consciousness is really so fragmented on so many levels, then having an angel like you coming through, look, Neptune being quite close there too. So a lot of just working on an unconscious level. I would say there was a lot of that happening.
For years with open wounds, I did a lot of psychotherapy during the years. It wasn't enough. It was after I started my spiritual journey that I could heal that.
Then the Beta Centauri connection on your Mercury, which rules your chart, as your ascendant is in Gemini, that experience or witnessing of the wounds of unconditional love not being returned, or everything that connects with that, the conditionality of love on Earth. And for you to kind of mentally experiencing it through watching the mental state of people who are deeply wounded. So again, quite fascinating how that manifested in your life and your work environment. And I know many people, when they see Thuban, Draco stars in their chart for the first time, and before they hear me talking about the bright side of that connection, what was your experience like with?
In my crisis, I had a decision made that I refused to go for the lower frequencies. So I started to listen a little bit to Diana Cooper, or people that work with dragon energy in a good way and in a loving and powerful way. So I just skipped it. That's not me.
So you're talking about the reptilian connection that people associate with the Draco, but what we collectively are connecting a lot in our community with them, it's the ancient dragon energy. And I've said it many times, the frequency of sovereignty, universal balance, and deep love for the organic templates of creation. So happy that you felt adamant about that and let your soul guide you this way. Excellent.
But also, if I might add, I have Lilith on my ascendant, and that is also an energy I have been working with a lot, because the most common theme about her is horrendous. I was devastated when I first read about her, but to take her in and learn to know her inside of me made a big difference. She's the mystic. She's both the light and the dark, and she has connections everywhere. Yeah. She has.
Thank you for bringing that in. And yours in particular is conjunct Algol. So really the
Yes.
story of the Medusa, and very similar in the feeling to the story of Lilith, how
Yes.
too she was expelled and demonized and all that. But there's such wisdom there.
Algol is also by the Hebrew named the Star of Lilith. So it's not only the head of Medusa, but also the Star of Lilith. So
that makes so much sense. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. Well, let us look at your beautiful website first, and then your gorgeous, I want to say channeled jewelry. We'll talk about that too.
They are.
So
Yes.
can you please call out the pronunciation of your website name?
Soul Key Gem.
So say it again, Soul Key Gem.
Soul Key Gem.
Perfect. My brain didn't see the English that it's actually. My brain went, "Oh, this is Swedish."
Nope. No, it's not.
Website. That's a beautiful website. And so soulkeygem.weebly.com. And there is an English section of your website. Yes. And then a lot of Swedish too. Percentage-wise, how much Swedish community do you serve and versus English at the moment? Would majority be Swedish or English?
Oh yeah, yes, absolutely. But let me say 85% Swedish people. So everything that is written in English is what I have on the other four. It is about the astrology and my jewelry as well.
I want to highlight this beautiful sentence. You put it in words so perfectly. So you're talking about what astrology means to me. And the thought here that I want to highlight is that your overarching thought is that we are all born from the cosmos and share consciousness with everything. The day we're born, we carry with us a wonderful mix of the consciousness that the asteroids, planets, stars, and cosmic points visible at that moment have. So really, we are expression of cosmic celestial bodies playing through us, co-creating through us as us. And I've always felt that quite strongly. So thank you for the clarity of that thought. Okay, so people can book a character horoscope.
Yeah, and by that I mean just without the star connections.
I see. The more the traditional astrology, and then expanding to cosmos, looking at the celestial bodies far out of our star system, and then the beautiful meditation journey. What I share here are current services, current prices. If people are watching this further in the future, these may change, evolve. So let's look at the beautiful jewelry. You have a Instagram account for quite a while, also Soul Key Gem. You can find Osa there. I'll just scroll through these, and can you tell us how this journey started for you, and where did you learn the eloquent, delicate work with silver?
I worked with addictive people before, and they couldn't always express their feelings. They talked about a lump in the stomach and someone sitting on their own shoulder or something. So I asked them, can you paint them for me? And then we have a dialogue. So this is my first expression, because I did it myself as well, of course. But then I broke down. I couldn't read. I couldn't read for 15 years.
Wow.
But I could paint. I used color to express my agony. I did a course in something called Vedic art, and that is intuitive painting. So you use I use a lot of colors, and I wipe things off, and there is something, and then I continue the painting. So I cannot say I want to ride a horse. Nothing comes out of me. Sometimes has coming out of the picture by doing this technique. So I started when I moved here in a club for artists, and in this club there was women doing silver smithing, and I had crystals because I have always loved crystals. So I asked someone, can you make something for me with this? Oh no, but go there, but she can teach you to do it yourself. So Well, and of course she had a spot for me. So I started, and then I did a course in something called soul body fusion, connecting to the soul and intentionally work your way. And on this course, people saw what I had on my neck, and I want something like that. And so I started to do something like that. And this is my work.
It is absolutely stunning and it feels divine, and I can understand the super cosmic points working through you. Like, that's what it looks like. It's very unique, extraordinary, and special, and charged with high frequency. And oh, what a pleasure to see the manifestation of your unique galactic astrology chart in your life, singing this beautiful ode, and how it may really create beautiful ripple effect in this world. I am so grateful that I have the pleasure of welcoming you to Quantum Soul Guidance Practitioner's path, and may you continue to thrive and attract the most wonderful, expansive, soul-touching experiences with your clients. Åsa, is there anything else that you would like to bring to your podcast? Any other message or story that may have inspired you throughout your way?
Yes, my hope, my inspiration is to use the information I and all of us have to work with, to have as a map. How can I use the connection to these points or stars or whatever it is, and go back and reread, re-listen, and use it both in a very severe way, intentional way, but also play with it. I have been playing as well with my meditation and whatnot, to just see where it ends, to listen to my own thoughts while doing the meditation.
One more question that stems from it for me is your ways of grounding, because these are really expansive energetics and frequencies that are very actively alive in your being. How do you notice when you are becoming out of balance? What are the signs for you, and what are the next steps then for you to ground and recenter? Can you share that?
Well, this soul body fusion is grounding, very much so. I also hope that I bring down the cosmos within me and us. I'm not only up there, but of course I need to take walks outside and do some yoga, not after a session, but to be in my body very much.
Would you agree that people who may find these super cosmic points and a lot of star energies in their chart, that somehow it is important for us to have regular time in seclusion where we can just be? Otherwise, it's quite overstimulating to be constantly reading other people's energies, whether consciously or unconsciously.
Very much so, yes, absolutely. I think we all should do that, or in general, and get rid of that phone.
Yes. Do you know what? I canceled everything that's scrollable on my phone. It's out. I deleted all those apps. I can only see them on my computer when I'm in my work, and when I finish all my tasks, I then quickly double check, is there anything I need to respond to? But what's scrollable, it's out, because I couldn't help myself.
No.
Feels so much better. Well, this has been such a pleasure. I'm so glad I got to know you a little more and really connect with you one-on-one. And I hope that our audience will feel your beautiful energetics and feel drawn to allow the frequency, the consciousness that works through you to assist them on their journey to find clarity and expansion and empowerment. I feel so excited for the path ahead for you and for those that will be guided to you. So thank you for being you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for kind words.
My pleasure. Yeah. And thank you all for watching, and we look forward to seeing you again in the next podcast. Take care.